Good afternoon, folks. This is Dave at Dave's Raised Bed Garden. It's actually still morning. It's almost noon. I'm looking at my clock on my camera, and I have about 20 minutes. So good morning instead of good afternoon. It depends on where you're at. But anyway, I'm out here in the garden. I'm real sweaty. I've been getting some weeds up. I did a little quick tip or a reel, just getting ready for the fall plants and everything and doing. But what I've been doing today is I'm actually out here. I've been pulling some weeds up. For the past weeks, we've had a lot of rain. You know, I shared a video that we were real dry for about, it was like 5 to 6 weeks, and we just didn't have any rain, and the plants were really feeling it. Now the plants have just really taken off the growth. The problem is that when you're dealing with the plants, when you get that growth, especially in the end of the season, you're trying to get what you can. Now, all of my squash, it really started accumulating when it started raining, so I got a whole lot of it. But because of pests, because of all the moisture and everything, and that inflicting other things, my squash is all done. I still have my peppers in here. I do have those red beans, the ones that I'm telling you about. I've told you about before. The red beans are ones that you would put in soups. So you allow them to grow until that bean gets a sort of a pinkish red color. And they're still going through that process. They're getting there. They're going to be there in the next couple of weeks. So I will pick them and get the beans out, and we'll use them in soups and everything accordingly. Also the peppers, your peppers, remember this, your peppers will grow all the way up until it gets cold. All of my pepper plants are still going strong. I continue to harvest, continue to go. My cucumbers are still going strong. It's going to turn the camera around just to show you a little bit what the garden looks like. There are a lot of weeds out here. I'm not going to lie to you. Because with that, I haven't been able to get out here because with my schedule, with my work, and then other family things that I'm doing and everything, that it takes a lot of time. And then with all this rain, one thing about it, weeds will grow, and I've had to really cut my grass a lot and everything. So I'm just going to turn the camera around just to show you, and then kind of give you an idea how I'm preparing my garden for the fall planting season. So let's turn the camera around. So you can tell that tall thing right there is actually a weed. Back behind my house, I don't know if you can see it, I have these notorious vines, and one thing that comes in is that they're called morning glories. You can see that hanging off. They have seeds, and what happens when the wind blows, that chaff blows, and when that chaff, it goes wherever, and it just keeps coming. So, because they have little flowers on that morning glories, and that's what I'm dealing with. So the peppers, and then that over there was actually the cantaloupe. I've actually got some late bloomers, and you can see I will continue letting this grow. I'm just going to let it grow and do what it can. You can actually see what I've picked today. I picked some peppers. These are the small lunchbox peppers. These ones under here are the little Anaheim. They're a little sweet. They're more sweet, but they got a little kick to them. They're really good if you roast them on the grill. And then I've got some jalapenos in there, and then of course, you know, I just showed you the lunchbox pepper. And then also I have the Supremes as far as the cucumbers in there that I've gotten. But I came out here and I've actually cleared out this bed. I'm still getting the weeds and everything. I'm going to prepare it for everything that I'm going to do. What's the plants that I grow in the fall are beets. I grow broccoli. I grow lettuce, all different types of lettuce that I can get. Cabbage. I love cabbage, so I will grow a lot of that. And so mainly the main thing that I will grow is what we call the plants that you would use for the cool weather plants, as we call it. So I'll be planting some beets, like I said, and cabbage and broccoli, and then some cauliflower. So these are the beans that I'm talking about. You see how light pink they are? I'm going to get them just a little bit more pink. I've been learning about them. A lot of other countries, they really grow these, so they know how to grow them. You don't find these prevalent around here, but anyway, we've been growing them for the past 2 years, and I'll tell you what, I really love them. They just really make the soups tasty. But anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that I'm trying to get this to a little bit more pink, almost like a rose pink. You don't want to go too much, because what it will be is too tough. And then what happens is it takes longer to cook them down, but the other thing, they'll be like a dried bean, so you have to take more to do it. But if you have them with just a little bit pink, you can go ahead and wash them and then just use them in your soups and everything. So that's the type of beans that I'm growing over here. But looking through the garden and everything, these are my cucumbers. I still have some tomatoes that are still trying to come in. So right now it's just a pick and choose type of thing. But what I like to do is I like to get my beds ready, and technically what I'll do is because like this bed here I had the corn in. My bed's ready, and technically what I'll do is because like this bed here I had the corn in, and so what I will do is I will actually treat my soil. What I mean by treating it is that I will use sometimes I will use like a 7-dust granula. I want to mix it in there. I want to try to get some of these pests, because like where my squash plants were, I do have to treat those, and I'll probably be treating that with Demetrius Earth, is because what I've seen is I've got a lot of squash bugs. Squash bugs are exoskeleton type bugs, and what the Demetrius Earth is that it's actually granulated shells. It's so fine and everything. To us it feels like powder, but to these little bugs, these exoskeleton bugs, it actually, what it does is like little shards of glass to them. So, and what it does is it helps them get rid of them. So that's just a more organic way. It's not a chemical that's going to hurt anything. I'm not worried about the pests, especially, I mean, as far as the bees and everything down here. But it's the exoskeleton bugs that I'm trying to get rid of, especially these squash bugs. With all the moisture and everything that we've had, it's just really put a dent on my garden. So I just wanted to come out here and just show you briefly what the garden is like. It is a mess, but it's a progress. It's a timeline that I'm doing to have more plants out here, to be able to continue growing, to be able to have what I need and everything to provide for my family. So coming out here, I've just got to regroup. I've got to get things in order, and I'm still going to be planting and keep growing and doing everything that I need to do in the garden. So this is what's happening in Dave's Raised Bed Garden today, and I hope this is something that you can use. And as you get ready to do your fall planting, remember what you want to do is look at the area that you're in geographically. Know what your season is, especially for fall. In some states, they have a very short fall season. So you got to prepare your garden for it, or prepare, your land for it and everything, to make sure what you have. But in my region and everything, we can reach 90 degrees. I've even seen it doing it in the 1st of October. It gets cool at night, but the temperatures during the day, and that can affect a lot of your cool weather plants. So how do you protect them? One thing that I will be showing in a clip is that in a quick tip in the future is I'm actually going to show you, just like this white cloth over here, I'm going to show you other ways that I do to protect my plants from the sun and from the warm weather, which is the shade cloth. And there's different things that you can use. There's different types of shade cloth that you can use, and so I'm going to be showing you that too in the tips. And hopefully that this fall gardening, I really want to go strong with it. I've always been, kind of wondering how to do it, because it seems like when I did, I had the frost come in and it would kill it, and I've been trying to do it. So what I'm going to be doing some things to help my garden, because I really want the full potential of the fall garden this year and everything in 2024. So I hope this is something that you can use. Whatever you do, just remember, you got to prepare yourself, but get your fall plants, get them going. Happy planting to you, and keep planting, keep growing. Until next time, this is Dave at Dave's Raised Bed Garden. God bless you and take care.